Hey guys, this is Melissa from the House of Plaidfuzz, and today I'm going to do a little bit of a life update video for you. If you're new to my channel, please go ahead and subscribe so you don't miss any of my new content, and if you're not, welcome back. I have to apologize, it has been a hot minute since I put a video up here, and we have had a lot of life happen in the last month, so I'm going to try to keep this brief, but I just want to run through kind of all the stuff that's been happening and kind of where I'm going from here, and maybe where you can expect to see this channel go from here. And at the end, I'm going to want some input from you. So around Christmas time, my stepsons came to visit, which was awesome, except that they brought the flu with them. So that whole week between Christmas and New Year's, me, my husband, and my teenager were down for the count, like on the couch sick. But for me, I have asthma, so anytime I get any sort of congestion and it settles in my lungs, that becomes a huge issue for me. I felt better for about 2 days, and then I got extremely sick again, and I'm not sure if it was just like a complication from the first round or if I got something else. So for the past like 2+ weeks, I have been going to the doctor constantly, trying to get on top of this. Basically, they've decided that I have viral bronchitis. I've been coughing so bad. I have like burst blood vessels in my face, and my throat's sore from coughing. My back and neck hurt from coughing. But I think the worst thing is I haven't been sleeping because every time I try to lay down, I'm coughing. So it's been a miserable couple of weeks for me, but thankfully I feel like I finally turned a corner, and I think I'm on the mend. Like, I'm gonna knock on wood here. I hate to jinx it, but I think I'm finally getting better. I know I still sound terrible. I have a cough drop in my mouth. Trying to get through this without like coughing all over the place. But the congestion in my chest is finally loosening up, which is a good sign. Today my ear is completely plugged up, so I apologize if I'm like yelling at you. I really can't hear. But I will take that any day over the coughing. So in doing all of this doctoring for the sickness that never ends, I discovered a week ago that I am diabetic. There's a huge family history, very hereditarily predisposed. Plus, obviously I'm overweight, and my diet has honestly been garbage for a couple of years now. I used to be on a pretty good track, actually, probably about 7 years ago or so. I made a big change in my life, and, I lost a ton of weight, and I was exercising, I was eating clean, and we've just had a series of stressful events in the last few years. The biggest, of course, being losing almost everything in a fire. And in a lot of ways, I think, I've recovered from that. But I think I was also taking a lot of my emotions out in my diet. I always joke that I'm on the stress diet of, like wine and chip. If you're not familiar, the way that they determine whether you're like diabetic or pre-diabetic is your A1C numbers. 6.5 and above is considered diabetic. I was 6.6. So thankfully I'm not, the scales haven't totally tipped. But still, this is a huge life change for me. They immediately put me on medication. I'm having to test my blood sugars. And I had asked about, is this something I can control through diet and exercise? And they pretty much told me, this is kind of a lifelong sentence. You should not cut anything out of your diet. You just need to concentrate on portion control and whatever. I guess I took that as a bit of a challenge, and I came home and did my own research, and I pretty much immediately transitioned into a whole foods, plant-based, no oil diet. I've been a long-time vegetarian, and I've kind of convinced myself that I ate healthy because I wasn't eating meat. But in reality, nothing could be farther from the truth. So 1 week ago today is when I changed my diet, and I got on the scale this morning, and I have lost 16 pounds in 1 week. Which I didn't really even know that was physically possible. And in the week that I have done that, I've been super sick, but like my acid reflux has completely disappeared. A lot of my back issues, and I have some issues with like my knee and my foot, have definitely minimized. I think it's probably some of the inflammation leaving my body. But needless to say, I'm pretty excited to see some results, especially huge results like that. And I'm very committed to sticking with it. If you're curious about like what plan I'm doing, it's called the Engine 2 7-Day Rescue Diet. And it's a book. It's by Rip Esselstyn. If you've ever watched any of the like food documentaries on like Netflix, you've probably either seen him or his father, who is a doctor. They're huge like plant-based advocates. And there's a whole story behind it, which I won't go into in this video. But I'll leave a link to the book in the description box below if you're interested in checking it out. Obviously, it's been life-changing for me. And I'm going to continue on the 7-day plan until my health goals are met. So I'm anxious to see how long it takes me to get there. One other huge change in our life is that I have started homeschooling my daughter. You'll notice I don't talk about my kids a lot on this channel. You don't really see them on this channel. And that's not going to change. I'm not going to suddenly become like a homeschooling channel or anything. But you know, it's a huge change in my life, so it bears mentioning. Now, I don't want to divulge too many details because, again, I don't want to betray my children's privacy. But basically, we've just been having issues with my daughter's school, and with not only with grades, with some behavior. Just there's been a lot of stuff going on, and I was really unhappy with the response that I was getting from the school. One class in particular, like my daughter's always been a straight A, B student, and this year we've gone to failing a lot of classes. And I've been in communication with her guidance counselor, with her teachers, and I'm just like, you know, what is going on? What can we do here? And kind of the response that I got was like, oh, I'm not dissatisfied with her performance. She's doing fine. And I just kind of felt like I was beating my head against a brick wall. And my husband and I talked long and hard about this, and we decided it was time to homeschool. We had actually homeschooled her for half of 7th grade and 8th grade due to kind of a bullying issue at school. But then in high school had put her back in public school. So this was definitely not on our radar, but you know, we feel that that's what's best. And we are so far planning, she's in 11th grade this year. And we actually restarted at the beginning of 11th grade, just because I feel like she didn't really get an 11th grade education, not even half of it. And then we are planning to go ahead and then also do 12th grade at home and do like an accredited program so she gets the diploma and all that good stuff. So long story short, it's going really well. You know, if you have any questions about it, I'd be happy to answer it. Like I said, I'm not going to independently do a lot of content based around that. But I'd be happy to answer any questions. We are doing a video program, which has been really nice. That has kind of, I guess, allayed a lot of my fears about homeschooling into high school. I feel like I'm a pretty intelligent person, and I feel like I'm capable of teaching most subjects in high school. But when you get into like algebra, heck no. Like 8th grade math is about my my limit. And like Spanish too. I mean, I didn't take Spanish in school, so obviously I'm not qualified to teach it. So we're doing a video program, which has been awesome. Like it gives my daughter kind of that one-on-one that she needs, but it also is not relying on me. I don't even have to do lesson plan. It's as hands-off as I want it to be. Like for the subjects that I really enjoy or feel I have some expertise in, we're switching that up a little bit. I'm a little bit more involved in that, but I wish I would have known about this back when we were homeschooling in like 7th and 8th grade. We might have kept with it because I just didn't feel qualified to teach certain subjects. So like I said, that is going really well. If any of you are homeschooling high schoolers, I'd love to hear about it because I feel like there's tons of resources for little kids and, you know, elementary you don't hear a lot about high schoolers. So there you have it. That is the main stuff that has been going on. Obviously you can hear I am still sick. Like I said, I feel like I have turned a corner. By the end of this week, I will be off a lot of my prescriptions for said sickness. So I'm hoping that a lot of it is wiped out by then. Like I'm on prednisone right now to try to clear out my lungs. It makes me so like puffy, and it also messes with my blood sugar. So I'll be happy to be off of that. But I'm hoping I can next week kind of get back more on a regular schedule of posting videos and even blog posts. So what I would like to know from you is what kind of videos you would like to see going forward. I'm gonna stick with a lot of the same content that I've done up to this point, like planners and minimalism and things like that I'm passionate about. But I'm curious to know if, would you like to hear more about my new way of eating? Would you like to hear more about homeschooling? Just topics that you've enjoyed so far, or what you'd like to hear more about as I kind of plan out my editorial calendar for the next couple of months. I'm all ears to hear what you would like to see. So thanks so much for bearing with me. I know, like I said, it's been a long time since I put up anything like really meaningful here. And hopefully we have turned a corner. So I'm gonna go ahead and leave links below to anything that I might have talked about. I'll also link my blog, my social media, all that good stuff. Instagram is the best place to follow me. If you want more regular updates, 4 times like this when I drop off the face of the earth for a month. I do update there pretty regularly. So thanks so much for watching, and I will catch you next time.